Late. Um, Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about career success and how it won't make you happy. Um, so let's get into this a little bit. First, let's get into what you've tried to make you happier at work. You try to find satisfaction in your job. You spend most of your waking hours trying to do a good job. You've tried pretty much anything. I mean, you've tried, working longer hours. You've tried uh, working harder, taking on more projects, really shining. Um, but there's still this gnawing feeling that you're missing something, that you're just not as happy as you should be. So, to combat this, let's get some perspective. You go on vacations, maybe you get a massage, you catch up on sleep, you see friends. Um, I don't know, maybe you go clothes shopping or whatever it is you do to make yourself feel better. But you kind of realize that you're doing it and it's not really working. It's like it's still like there's this elusive happiness that you can't grasp. So I'd say this: if you're still feeling discontent and agitated, and all around miserable after trying all those other things like the massage, the vacation, the going clothes, getting a makeover, a haircut, whatever it is you're doing, chances are it's because those are all short-term fixes, and they're not going to fix the bigger problem. I mean, they may offer temporary relief, and they may make you feel better in the moment. Uh, and you may feel like you don't have enough time to do anything else. And that's why you continue to try those things. Little breaks here and there, which little breaks are good. I'm not saying they're not. Little breaks are definitely useful, and they're needed, but they can't be the only solution. So if you're trying all of them and nothing's working, and you feel like you don't have time to if you feel like you don't have any time to put anything to do anything else to try to fix the problem, and that's why you continue trying them. So, but unless the bigger problem is addressed at its core, it's not going to go away. The vacation isn't going to make it go away. The hairstyle, whatever, all those things it's not going to make it go away. In fact, it'll likely get worse the longer you continue to go down the path of, I'm feeling stressed at work. I'm going to go on vacation. I'll take a day off. I'll go for a walk in the park. And if you're still continuing to feel poorly, then you have to take a different look at things. So here's an example. You go on vacation, and while you're on vacation, you feel awesome. You feel great because the work demands have abated. The sun is shining. You're getting tons of sleep. And those margaritas make you want to dance all night. Well, whatever floats your boat. Maybe it's not margaritas. So you wake up in your comfy hotel bed feeling rested and calm, and you think, whew, this is just what I needed. But then you go back to work, and you walk into work after your vacation feeling fantastic. But day one, minute 30, maybe 45, maybe an hour into the first day back, after you've gotten your coffee, you've checked in with your boss, you said hi to some of your coworkers about your vacation. You sit down at your desk and you start your day with this bright new perspective, feeling just awesome. And your email notification dings, and you have 300 unread emails. You have 12 voicemails waiting, an overdue project. And then you just sit there and start sinking and sinking, and you revert back to the same feeling, that feeling of dread and overwhelm that you just spent 7 glorious days shedding. And it feels like you never went on vacation to begin with. All those good feelings of relaxation, all that money are all down the tubes. And you're right back where you started from before the day before you left vacation. Now, only it's now, only now it's worse because you had a taste of how it could feel to be happy. And you don't understand why you would feel that way. I mean, you love your job, right? And there's evidence this is the evidence that you actually haven't solved the problem. You're just putting a patch on it. So you try to figure out what's going on. Is it your job? Is it if you went somewhere else, like to another employer, would you be happier? Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows? But what I know it is about is you have to figure out what it is about your job that's making you so miserable. Well, the problem may not be your job. It may be how you're interacting with your work environment. And you know what? You're not alone. We wouldn't be hearing so much about quiet quitting and the great resignation if it were if it were. I mean, mental health issues wouldn't be at all-time highs. It's late in the afternoon here, so if you were. Now, you know that diet and sleep, exercise, downtime, they're all key factors in feeling better, and you've tried, but you don't seem to have the energy to stick to a healthy lifestyle. Your attempts to add these to your life are sabotaged in a short period of time. So you say like, oh man, I know I got to go to the gym. I know I'm going to eat better. I'm going to get sleep. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do all this stuff. And maybe a week you're like overwhelmed, and then a project comes in and you sit at work, and then you don't go to the gym, and then you don't go for the meditation or the yoga class. You don't go get a good night's sleep. And then you're kind of back to where you were. So what do you do? I'll tell you what. You're feeling this way and you can't keep up on your well-being because your brain's being hijacked. And what can you do about it? Well, this is going to be counterintuitive because I know you already feel like you don't have time. But what you're going to do is you're going to take time. And what does that mean? I know this is counterintuitive, but your brain is indeed hijacked and you need to get it back. So take the time. Well, what does that mean? You've done this. Vacations, remember? Vacations. Nope, not that kind of time. You need to take time to organize your brain. And the first step is decluttering your brain. Kind of like spring cleaning. You know, when you go through your closet, you get rid of a bunch of clothes that you don't want anymore. Because there's a balance to everything. And if you're storing all the tasks of all the things you need to get done, where's the room to actually use your brain to do something to complete those tasks? So you can't keep filling your head up with all the to-dos and feel guilty about it and lose energy because of it. And then you feel like you're not accomplishing or being productive. And the more time you spend on this stuff, the more you're switching your brain over to what I like to call task brain. You know, task brain is the reactive part of your brain, and you need to get the critical thinking, reflective part of you to reignite. So you need to build the muscles back up. It's kind of like going to the gym for your brain. They've been sitting on the couch watching Netflix or TikTok too long, and you've let task brain take over. So here are some things that might work to get your task brain to kind of take a little bit of a back seat and not take up so much of the limited resources in your brain. So the first thing is like to-do lists. And I know to-do lists, people are like, I've tried to-do lists, they don't work. Well, I'll tell you what, lists are effective. Because you know what? They free up all the space in your brain that's been filled up with remembering all those tasks. So you can stop being reactive to those tasks and reignite your critical thinking skills. And I know making lists takes time. And you end up making the list and ignoring it because it's just a reminder of all the things you're not accomplishing while your task brain is watching TikTok. But there are ways to make lists effective. You just need to learn how. And you need to be patient. Your task brain didn't take over overnight. Meditating helps, exercise helps, all that stuff helps. But if you can't find the time for all of that, and taking time out of your I have no time day seems overwhelming, you need to consider hiring a coach. Consider how much time and resources you've already put into trying to solve your own problem. So work with somebody, start trying to figure out some to-do lists as a beginning stage, and start working on getting your task brain to take that back seat so that your critical thinking brain can take over and you can actually focus and accomplish your goals. So that's it for today. Thanks, and hope you have a good rest of your Monday.